Let's start her up, riding about an hour to the nearest DMV. That's actually the earliest appointment that I can get, the DMV. For those of you that don't live in the States, the DMV is like the local registration, the transportation, administration, whatever, that deals with licensing, registration, license plate, and ownership of vehicles. I'm gonna ride out there and we'll talk about what this lien thing is all about. Oh yeah, fun. So I'm on the road. I'm heading down south, center New Jersey. There's a joke saying that New Jersey doesn't have center. There's no mid New Jersey. It's either North Jersey or South Jersey. Jersey doesn't have a center. Anyway, Somerville, New Jersey, there's a DMV over there, and I am going to pick up a title for, not this bike actually, the title for the Aprilia RS 660. Now, why would I go get a title over there? What's the story? What's the story with the lien? To those of you living in the States, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for the rest of you that don't, when you buy a bike in the States, there are pretty much two ways and options out there how to go buy the purchase. Let's start with the dealership. When you buy a motorcycle from a dealership, you can literally walk in that day, just walk into the dealership, and a few hours later you ride out with your new motorcycle. You can do it two ways. You can pay cash on the spot, and then you go through all the paperwork. It's pretty easy. You walk out with a temporary license plate, a temporary registration card, and insurance that you got while you were at the dealership waiting. You call up your insurance agent and give him the VIN, and then you have insurance. So you pretty much ride out, and a few weeks later they send home to your address the title. The title is the contract. It's the paper that shows that you own that specific vehicle. That's when you get your title. Second way is if you're not buying cash and you want to finance it. This is also just as easy. You just need to go through an additional process of going through the loan agent at the dealership. They run your credit score, they run your background. A few minutes later, they tell you what your rate is going to be and what loan you can get, and that also, it's pretty straightforward. And in this case, you go home the same way. You ride home with your temporary cards and everything, your temporary license plate. What's different about this is you never get the title, the ownership, that paper showing that you own the bike, because the loan company, the company that gave you the financing company, the company that gave you the loan, they actually put a lien, a little remark on the title saying that this bike has a lien on it for such and such amount, and they literally hold that title until the day you pay off that loan, whether be it if it's the full the whole length of your loan, if it was 60 months, 48 months, 60 months, 72 months, whatever, or even if you pay the loan earlier, only after you satisfied the payment and the loan is paid in full. That's when the finance company, the company that lends you the money, bank, whatever institution, financial institution that it is, they will go ahead and write you a little letter saying that this loan has been satisfied and the lien is being removed, and that's when they send out the title for the vehicle that was purchased. So any one of you that, I don't know how it works in other countries, but this is how it works in the States. It's a pretty straightforward process. That's why people are so easy pulling the trigger over here, because it's really a simple thing to walk into a dealership. You see a motorcycle or a car you like, you sit in it, the salesman comes in, runs the numbers, and an hour later you drive off with the car or with your motorcycle. So the Aprilia RS 660 that I'm actually selling these days, I bought the same way. Actually, absolutely the same way. I financed the motorcycle and I was making monthly payments. And what happens if you don't want the bike anymore and you want to sell it or trade it in? Here again, there are pretty much two options. If you go for a trade-in, you pretty much go into the dealership where you want to buy your new motorcycle. You show them your bike that they're going to trade in. They'll give you a price. Usually they kill you with they lowball you, but we look at it as lowballing. But that's how they make the money. It's okay. It's a business. You don't want it, don't go sell it somewhere else. But they got to make their profit, so they give you a price which is usually lower than what you think. But what's nice about it, they handle everything. That means is you just walk in, you give the bike, they give you the price, and now they apply the credit that they gave you for the bike, and they deal with all the paperwork. You just sign the transfer of ownership, and they deal with the financial institution that you still owe money to if the bike wasn't if the loan wasn't paid off yet. And then you go ahead and purchase your new bike. They apply that credit towards the new bike, and everything is dealt with. But what if you actually want to sell the bike by yourself? You don't want to lose money, or you don't want to get lowballed or get a low price, and you want to get a better price, what the true market value is. Then you sell it by yourself. Now this is where things get tricky. How do you sell a motorcycle or a car, for that matter, when you actually don't hold or own the title in hand? Because that's usually what the buyers would ask you. They say, do you have the title in hand? Do you own the title? Is there any lien on the bike? And obviously at this stage there is a lien on the bike, because the bike wasn't paid off in full. So what usually is done, two options as well over here in this case. One is in advance, when you know you're going to be selling your motorcycle and you have the cash, you go ahead and up front you just pay off the loan. And like I said before, the financing company will send you a letter, saying there's no lien on the bike anymore, and that your loan has been satisfied. And a few weeks later, they actually send you your title with your name on it. But on the bottom, where there's a remark of a lien holder, it says lien has been satisfied, or lien has been removed, and now you have your title in hand, and you can easily sell your motorcycle. Now what happens if you don't have the cash? How do you go by selling your motorcycle to a buyer and you cannot prove, because okay, let's say you close a deal with somebody, you agree on the price and everything, but why would he give you money if you cannot prove that you own the bike? You don't have that title proving your name on it. So usually the common practice in our area, the way it's done is, for example, it's one way. There are many ways to go about it. I know there's actually third-party companies that deal with it, but the way I do it, and the way that people around me that I know, that's how they deal with that situation, is you actually agree on a certain amount that the buyer is going to pay you in advance. Okay? Usually it's the amount owed still on the bike. Whatever it is, you agree on that. He pays you that money, and you guys document this in writing, like so and so gave me $4,000 for this motorcycle, VIN number so and so. The buyer, the seller, will use that money to cover the current loan on the bike, and once the finance company releases the title will be handed out to the buyer alongside with the bike and the remainder amount of money of so and so. And you shake hands, you have that in writing. Each side takes a copy. You take a photocopy of the license, the driver's license, and everybody's happy. Now the way I do it also is being very, the camera being part of my life, is I simply have this on, instead of documenting it on paper and stuff, I just take a video, a short video, like a 2-3 minute video, and during that video I exactly say what I just told you. I say that on camera. I show the buyer, I show myself, I show the bike. I take a video, one shot video of the license plate itself, of the driver's license of mine and his, and then I share that video with the buyer or the seller, and there you have it. That's how it's done. So what am I doing now? Okay, so like I said, I'm literally on my way. Wait, give me a second, because I need to turn off over here. Okay, so why am I going to the DMV now? Well, like I said before, I'm planning to sell the bike. I paid off the loan completely, and when I was about to get the title from the finance company, they say, "Oh no, we can't find your title." Or they actually said, "We never got the title when you bought your bike, so we're going to send you a letter saying that your loan has been satisfied and there's no lien anymore on the bike, and all you'll have to do is waste your time, go to the DMV and get a duplicate of your title." So that's where I'm going right now. Now DMVs in America are lately, ever since COVID, they changed their whole system. Every DMV has a different role, or you can do certain actions at certain DMVs. Not all DMVs do everything, so you have to go online, schedule an appointment, and just get over to that DMV. So the earliest appointment that I can find at this DMV is this one, which is an hour away. So that's where I'm going right now. Another very interesting fact about how it works in America, in the United States, and it's different in, I know it's different in other countries, in Europe and other places, is the license plate that you have on the vehicle, on the motorcycle, on the car, actually is glued and sticked to that vehicle. It never changes. What I mean is, like, when that motorcycle or that car gets sold for the first time ever, the license plate number is glued onto that motorcycle or that car, and it stays there. In other words, if you sell that motorcycle or that car to somebody else, that same specific license plate number stays on that vehicle for the rest of its life. It's very different in the United States, that when a vehicle for the first time gets on the road, the license plate number is the vehicle and the owner combined. In other words, when I sell a motorcycle, I take my license plate with me, and the day the registration for the day the new owner registers the bike that I just sold to him, that vehicle gets a completely new license plate number. And dealerships, car dealerships and motorcycle dealerships, any vehicle dealerships in America, are authorized to give you a temporary license plate on the vehicle you're buying, and to run the process for you, to send all the paperwork out to your local DMV, and then they get the license plate for you, and you go pick them up. Your permanent license plate, you go and pick it up from them, or they can send it out to you. Obviously, the dealership charges some convenience fee to deal with this whole service that they do. Instead of you going by yourself to the DMV and handing the paperwork in and getting your new registration and your license plate, your permanent license plate, and doing what I'm doing right now, a dealership can actually do that for you, but they charge a certain fee for it. And it depends on the dealership. That's part of the you know, when you go through the finance of things, is it worth your time to pay, I don't know, $100, $200, $300, $400 for that service? Or you say, you know, I'll do it myself. I'll run down to the DMV, I'll save myself $300, and I'll do the paperwork and get my licensing, the license plate myself. Wonder how it's like and what it's like in Europe or any other, or Australia, New Zealand. Let me know, guys, down below how it works at your place. So for this journey, I chose my new Africa Twin 2025. I'm in break-in period. I'm at 274 miles. I said might as well just enjoy the ride, go down there, and this, I'm telling you, this is a great bike. It's great. We're doing 80 now on the highway. Wind protection is decent. It's good, actually. I don't mean decent, it's good. It's a smooth bike, comfortable. I still have to break in the seat, see how it performs if I'm going to be on the bike for longer periods of time. But yeah, just enjoying this bike. Well, I'm almost there. Let me tell you, I raised the windscreen to the full extension, highest up, and it's, oh my god, the wind protection is so great. My whole body is covered. This fuel tank, look how wide it is. It protects my whole lower body, my legs, my feet, upper body, these hand guards, also the fairing over here. So like there's no, maybe on like the top of my shoulder, maybe the shoulder, maybe a little bit, but wind protection is great. I wonder what it's going to be like in rain, but this is great, great comfort and wind protection on this Africa Twin. Guys, hope you enjoy this one. Stick around, more stuff on the 2025 Africa Twin. I got already the upgrades coming in the mail already.